Hey everyone, it looks like a lot of students are having trouble with the drawing portion of some of the homeworks. So this is just a quick tutorial on how to draw structures correctly. Now, this is not a tutorial on how to actually learn to draw Lewis structures. This is just me teaching you how to use the program. So if you're confused about, how to draw a Lewis structure, that's not what this video is about. It sounds kind of confusing. I'm here to help you draw them on the homework, not learn how to draw them in general. So that's a different video. This video obviously assumes that you have the understanding of how to draw a simple Lewis structure on paper. So this is just me converting what you have on paper onto computer. Let's go and get started. Some of these you'll see in your homework. That's just because I'm going to teach you two of them because you guys need to learn how to draw these correctly because you need, the credit. So, okay, we have this structure and it says just draw a Lewis structure for this given arrangement. So it's done the work for you in terms of you figuring out how to arrange it. You just have to put the bonds and the lone pairs on. So that's really it. So this is actually formic acid. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on draw structure, dot, dot, dot. I'm going to click on that. And you will see a window pop up that looks like this. Now, important thing is this window, you might see a couple buttons at the bottom. In this case, I don't see them. Just scroll down. So don't panic. You can also make your window bigger if you need to. But just so you know, there is a reset, save, and save and exit kind of thing. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the side right here. We're going to go and copy this structure exactly. So I'm going to start with carbon. I'm going to use my little letter thing. This letter thing is basically you making an element. So I'm going to click the text thing once, and then go here and just click once, and just type in the letter. So in this case, it's C for carbon. I'm just going to click on the side, and there you go. C carbon is there. Now I have another thing, another window popping up, but don't worry about that just yet. I want you to notice that the carbon has a red square, like a red square around it. That means that there's something wrong with the carbon. It's either not entirely full of its valence shell, or its valence electrons aren't all there, blah, blah, blah. This structure is not correct, which is correct. It's not all the way right because we're not done yet. I'm not going to draw any extra things just yet. I'm going to go to the single bond button, and I'm going to actually draw my bonds. Now, you have to be careful about this. You must draw your bonds in a clean manner. The more clean your structure is, the better, or the higher the chance that the system will understand what you want. So I'm just going to go over carbon. It should turn like teal or bluish. I'm just going to click and hold and then draw a line. And that should happen. Now you'll see some voodoo magic happen here. Don't worry about that just yet. So I have my little area for my hydrogen. I got to add, a couple more lines. So I'm going to add one up here and one over here. Now don't worry about this hydrogen just yet. It'll go away, I promise. Now, one important thing is this oxygen right here, the oxygen on top of the carbon, that has a double bond, right? It's a carbon double bonded to an oxygen. So I'm actually going to draw another line like that. And see, the hydrogen went away, and we're good. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and go back to my letter tool, and I'm going to go ahead and just type in, I'm going to click, and just, make sure you use shift, because you can't type in lowercase, that's not right. Just make sure you just type in hydrogen, oxygen, and oxygen here. Now notice I clicked on the side. When I click on the side, I'm just trying to see what this looks like. Notice that this oxygen is not happy. It is correct to not be happy because look, there's a hydrogen still missing. So I'm going to go back to my bond tool and just make one more hydrogen. I don't think it really matters where you put it. I can put it down here. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, oh, by the way, undo and redo buttons are on top here. So, okay. And, okay, I made my bond, so go back to the letter tool and just make my hydrogen. And we're good. There you go. Structure is done, right? Actually, no, it's not done yet. We're missing lone pairs and any formal charges. In this case, it is not charged. I mean, well, okay, it's not. There's no formal charge. It's not like a negative or positive overall. It is neutral, so don't worry about that. However, we need to add our lone pairs. So I'm going to click on the lone pair. Don't click on the single bond button. Click on the double bonds. We don't work with radicals. No, no, no. So click on this one. This one. You should see like a crap ton of circles around this. Basically, the circles are also like every time I click on my mouse, that's what you're seeing, is me clicking. So, okay, I'm going to click once, twice, And there you go. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 valence electrons around oxygen. And then I have, well, currently 2 in this one. 3, 4, 5, 6. Done. This is my finished structure. This is it. So after I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and just click on Save and Exit. I can confirm that my structure is saved by seeing that that is what I've drawn. Right here, that's what I have. And I can go ahead and just go next, or I can check my work, and if I do, voila, correct. I have seen a couple of structures where the double bonds are not really aligned properly on the carbon. That's because you're drawing them, but you're not connecting them to anything. And you're putting lone, like basically you're doing one of these. I'm going to show you. Because I see people doing carbon, bond, another bond like this, and then have just like a lone oxygen sitting right there. Maybe they'll move it a little bit. Like, okay, let's move this. Like, they'll have it basically like that, and then they'll save it, and that's not correct. So, clearly we don't want that. This is the way you draw it. I'm going to do one more with you, and just again to show you that is correct, I'm going to do one more. Clearly the numbers you see here are not correct because I have access to all the pools. You have access to some of these questions, so again, you might not see this question on your homework, but this is just me showing you how to draw things. So okay, let's try phosphine. So phosphine, again, click on the little, I'll do it again, click on the draw structure button. You'll see your new window pop up, and make sure you know that you can extend the window down to see your save and exit, save and reset buttons. If you don't see those, it may not save your structure, which is, you know, kind of a problem. So okay, pH 3. So phosphorus is the least electronegative atom besides hydrogen. Hydrogens don't count. So okay, phosphorus. After that, okay, I'm going to go back to my single bond thing. Don't use the bolded one. Use the non-bolded single bond button. It says single bond when you go on top of it. And then go ahead and just make, okay, well, hydrogens, there's 3 of them. So 1, 2, 3. You cannot leave them where they have, like, these hydrogens. That's not okay. You cannot do that. You have to actually draw it out like we'd ask you on paper. Notice how my lines are all, like, perfect. Like, they're straight. They're perpendicular to each other, parallel, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is parallel, this one, and this is perpendicular. Like, basically, they're not, like, slanted or, like, weird. That's the biggest issue with a lot of students in terms of drawing these structures. Okay, now letter tool. I'm just going to go ahead and put hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. Okay. Well, in this case, I don't have anything extra to add, but I'm not done yet because I have to put lone pairs on. Well, hydrogen has 1 valence electron each, so we're good there. Phosphorus has 5, not 3. In this case, there's 3 being occupied. We need 2 more. Let's go ahead and put that in terms of a lone pair. And there you go, lone pair. Now, notice if I do the radical, it does it like that. That's not correct. This shows that phosphine has 2 radicals, which is majorly incorrect. It's not even close to correct, and radicals cause cancer. We don't want cancer, so let's go ahead and remove that and put in a lone pair, something that will be normal and not horrible to humans. Okay, cool. So, great. We have phosphine. This is what I want as my structure. I'm going to save and exit. I can just save it if I want to go to the bathroom and come back or whatever, but save and exit just closes the window. At that point, I'm going to go and check my work, and done. It's correct. There's no, like, rocket science to this. This is Gen Chem. This is Chem 101A. This is not rocket science. It's definitely hard to get used to, but honestly, this is really it on how to draw a structure. I've shown you how to do double bonds. I've shown you how to add lone pairs. If you need to add a charge to something, I'm going to give you a quick example. Let's say I have to draw, I don't know, NH4. NH4 plus, right? So we have nitrogen, and then 4 H's, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, this nitrogen's still very unhappy. The red box is very upset. I'm going to go and add my H's. 1, 2. Oops. Okay. Make sure that when you add your H's or add anything, you're clicking on the teal box. If I click right here, it's not bonded. And see how there's a red box? I should have actually mentioned that. That's a problem. So you can't do that. If you draw something you don't want, go and click the eraser button and just get rid of it. Make sure that your H's are actually connected to the bottom. I'm going to zoom in real quick. And you should see this like teal box. Click on the teal box, and then you should be fine. See how it's actually bonded and correctly aligned to the structure? There you go. Well, okay, well, this is NH4, but I'm not done yet because actually NH4 plus, that is what ammonium is, it has a plus charge, right? So I actually have to add that positive charge, which is in this little guy right here, positive charge. Look at that. It's not the magnifying glass, that's just a magnifying glass, but it's this little positive charge, and just click on the positive charged atom, which is right there. Look at the box went away. Voila, beautiful. Now you can save and exit. In this case, if I submit NH4 for pH 3, it's going to be wrong, clearly, but this is the correct way of showing NH4+. So just know that at this point I've showed you how to make a new atom using the letter tool, how to make a single bond and a double bond, and even triple bonds using the single bond button. You don't need these other buttons. Screw those buttons. Make a double bond, triple bond, no, that didn't work. Okay, single bond, double bond, triple bond if you need to. I've shown you how to use lone pairs. Do not use radicals. I've shown the plus and minus charges. That's really it in terms of how to use these. Use the eraser tool to go back, magnify if you really need to, and undo forward, correct, hooray. You can undo everything. Super easy, not too bad. If you have any questions, go and email the preceptors. A lot of the preceptors are new to the drawing thing as well. Dr. Van Doren's also pretty new to the drawing thing. We're all, basically, okay, we're all pretty new to the drawing thing. Some of us have some experience. Dr. Van Doren can't really help you in terms of, I can't draw this correctly. If it's that kind of issue, come see us. We can maybe try helping you, but that's not really something that we can, fix from your home. When you email us saying, I can't draw something correctly, most likely, if it's not because your structure is just clearly wrong, it could just be that, okay, you're missing a positive charge or a negative charge. Your structure is not clean. It's not like this where everything is actually aligned correctly. You might not be clicking on those teal boxes and then adding your atom. That could be a thing. If that is, just go and clear out your structure using the clear button. Right, there's a clear button or a reset button, and then just try again. That's really it. There's no really simple way of doing this, but this isn't really too bad. I hope this helped. Thank you very much for your attention. You guys have a great evening, day, morning, whatever, and good luck on your homework.